Well, if you clicked on this video, I'm gonna assume that you decided to become a goldfish owner today. Well, it's probably gonna die. If it's not already dead. Drifting there, cursing its existence. Why, God, why? But don't worry, if you watch this video and you get a second one, it should survive a bit better. Your first issue, tank. Now I know the lovely young lady employed by the pet shop got a little bit too much piercings. Don't worry, you can fix her. Whatever size tank she says is fine, bigger. You can't afford a bigger tank? Save up for a month. Come back. She'll think you're really cool with how rich you are. Forget about goldfish bowls. The shape makes it more difficult for the water to have proper oxygen levels. It also becomes a real bitch to maintain good water quality. Real easy for the fish to poison themselves. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. Now, it's a common misconception that goldfish will only grow to the size of their tank. The reason why this misconception exists is because most people can't give a goldfish the proper conditions in order to outgrow its tank. But you do want them to grow because if they get stunted, they can die. This is a perfect example of a tank that is too small. The fish that are in here that I bred don't live in this tank. This is just a display tank to showcase fish during my videos. Second issue, you probably bought a filter today too, didn't you? Filters need time to build a colony of beneficial bacteria to help neutralize the toxins that the fish produce. Brand new filter isn't going to be able to do that, and your fish are going to poison themselves and die. You want to set up your tank about 2 weeks beforehand, have your filter up and running, add a little bit of goldfish food to the tank. This is going to help the beneficial bacteria get started. When you eventually go out and buy your goldfish, don't just throw 5 fish in your tank because the beneficial bacteria aren't going to be enough to deal with that influx of fish. Rather, after about 2 weeks, you can add 2 goldfish. 2 weeks, and then add another 2. Then you can repeat this process up to what your stocking density will allow. What is stocking density? Is the amount of fish that you can keep in a tank and still have everyone be happy and healthy. The bigger tank that you have, the more fish you get to keep that I will allow you to keep. Now, there are 2 kinds of filters you're gonna want to be looking at. You have the canister filter. What I like about this particular make is that it has a little pipe here that will put oxygen in the water. The problem with these canister filters is that they can be a bit too powerful, and if you have a goldfish with sensitive qualities on them like bubbles or such, this can damage them. A far better filter is the sponge filter. It's nice and soft. It also produces bubbles from the top, perfect for fancy goldfish. And if you have baby goldfish, this is the filter of choice because it's not gonna suck your babies into oblivion. Now, you can't just leave your filter unattended forever. You have to clean it. You do not clean it with soap, and you don't rinse it off in tap water, or else you're gonna harm the beneficial bacteria. Kind of like how I'm going to harm you if you put goldfish in a goldfish bowl. And then you'll never be able to go on that date with the cute pet shop girl. Now, the filter alone doesn't remove all the toxins from the water. This is why you have to do water changes. Take the water volume of your tank and remove only 10%. It's not necessary to go overboard. And then, let's say you have a hose connected to the tap. Don't let that hose go underneath the water. If it falls in and aerates a little bit, it's gonna help dissipate some of the chlorine. And you wanna do this about 3 times a week. You don't wanna do it all at once because then you're gonna have to put in more water, increasing the risk of chlorining your fish into oblivion. Chlorine droplets that you buy at a pet shop does help, but it's kind of a waste of money. Remember, the cute pet shop girl is there to sell product. Just pour some water into a very large bucket, put in an air stone and have that run for about 4 to 7 days, and that's gonna help dissipate the chlorine. And then you use that bucket water to do water changes from. Then lastly, don't add salt. You have no business adding salt to a freshwater tank. It is only used when you have to treat illnesses. Just look after your water correctly and you're not gonna have that many issues. New hobbyists fall into all the time. Yes, the water is crystal clear. It doesn't mean it has the correct chemical composition. On the flip side, your water could be pea soup green and the chemical composition be perfect for fish. Many goldfish breeders all over the world raise their fish in green water because it is so excellent for their development. Just as a hobbyist, it's not that nice. And if you're thinking about using those little cardboard strips to determine the chemical composition of your water, forget about it. They're a complete waste of money. Toss them. Get the droplets. Very expensive though. If you want to know what to feed your goldfish, I do have a video up on my channel that I'll put the link down in the description. And if you want to know how to look after your particular breed of goldfish, I've got a video up on my channel about that as well.